Hello.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Very Dead Gaming. I'm Very Dead, and this is Elite Dangerous today. We're doing some trade ranking and trying to make some credits while we're at it. If you've been watching the last few days I've been playing, I've tried various different methods of trade rank and making cash, and with varying middling levels of success, I would say. Not a lot of credits to be had. I mean, fairly well, and the rank was going pretty quickly until I hit Tycoon, and then I wasn't quite making the profit that I needed to really start getting that to rank up. So what I'm looking at now is trying to get a little bit more profit out of it, speed up the rank up a little bit. The motivation for doing this is one, I've been playing this game for a very long time, and I'm still not an elite merchant. I don't have that level yet, so that means that I haven't been making enough money at trading. So I wanted to rectify that situation. Number two is that they're going to be updating the way the mission boards work, and you're not going to be able to refresh them. You know, it'll pretty much, they'll just refresh on their own clock, and you won't be able to do anything about that. And it won't switch between modes, so it'll be the same board no matter what mode you play. You can't switch modes and then get a new board, all that kind of stuff. So what it does is that's going to severely limit the amount of missions that you can take, because there's only a small percentage of good missions anyways, and when you get to a high rank like Tycoon, you don't really want to take those low-level missions. They're a waste of your time. And unfortunately, you can't refresh the board to get better high-paying missions. So you're going to be stuck with a small percentage of high-paying missions, and it's going to take twice as long to run those missions. So now, for me right now, what I've realized is that it's not really, well, it is kind of a big deal, because I do board flipping to get better missions. So it would effectively, it would double or triple the amount of time it would take to run the same amount of missions and make the same amount of profit, which is pretty sad. So that's the other primary motivation: get this done so that I don't have to you know, I guess get while they get good, what I'm really trying to say. So that's what we're gonna do. And I just filled my cargo hold, and I'm just gonna make my cargo. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. It's a 3-jump route that I'm doing, and I'm doing basically it's source and deliver missions. And I think I took a few of the wing missions, but that actually, even though the payout is much higher overall, I think the profit per ton is much lower, because you have to buy a lot more of the materials. So I think you make, the sweet spot is those single run missions that are about 1.5 million that they pay, and they usually run between 35 and 90 units. So obviously your profit is going to vary quite a bit. You definitely want those low quantity, high payout missions, because I'm basically sourcing and delivering, so I'm paying out of pocket to buy the materials and then turning the missions in for a profit. So what I've done is I've searched for the cheapest materials I can find. And what I'm doing right now is the station that I'm going back to, I figured out, that way I'm not just getting paid for one way. I figured out what I can take from Biden, which is where I'm picking up the missions. What can I take on the way to this other station that I'm going to, in order to get paid both ways. And I found basically a 500,000 credit profit. Well, not, I mean, I think it ends up being, yeah, it's about a 500,000 credit profit per run, just straight commodity trading. So that's what I ended up doing. Happy Saturday, everybody. We gotta love it. Weekend is here. Hopefully you don't have to work. If you do have to work, I feel you. Feel your pain. I had to work pretty much every weekend and holiday for probably the first 20 years that I worked. And when I get to my destination, I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. And I think I've found a few ways to make it a little bit more convenient, and I'll talk about that too. I've been running quite a few of these missions. Before I started streaming, I had the idea on how to do it last night, and so I searched out a couple of systems. And then yesterday during my stream, I got allied with one of them, and then late last night, I still wanted to see how it went, so I played about an hour, and was able to really get some good profits and some rank going fairly quickly. And so I did it a little bit more this morning, and it definitely is paying much better than the straight cargo missions I was doing, you know, where I was just commodity trading. Darn it. I was too slow. Forgot how. Shot the target. But the profit level on this is pretty good. And now I'm running in a cutter, so of course the profit level is going to be extremely good compared to, let's say you're running a much smaller ship, a medium-sized ship, or even a small ship. You're going to be like, oh well, yeah, everything's easy in a cutter, and definitely everything is easier in a cutter. But the demonstration here is it's applicable because the profits required for a smaller ship to get to the next level of ship are, again, it's all exponentially lower. And if you're a low rank trader. So let's say, like for me, I'm 1 rank away from elite. So it costs a lot, and it's going to take a lot to rank up. So when you get to that level, you should already be flying in a ship this big.
Gutamaya Papa Alpha Tango. Please comply with flight regulations as you approach the station, Commander.
So again, this is kind of that finishing things off.
Request approved. Cleared for landing on docking bay 09er.
It's way too hot.
Scan detected.
Gotta keep a cool head. Big ship like this, you can't get all squirrely. Give me 1 sec, I'll be right back.
Contact. Clear to disembark. Welcome, Commander.
All right. Okay. So let me just, I just have a couple of things I got. Okay. So what I'm doing, at Britnev Hub, so what I did was I hauled in. So I'm going basically from Fiden Pension Ring to Kalaga Britnev Hub. And the trip from Fiden, I'm not hauling anything. So the trip from there to here, Kalaga, I found that one of the most profitable runs, just a straight commodity trade, is HN shock mount. I can make about 500,000 credits, and that's extra on top of the missions I'm each time. So what it basically does is I'm actually making some profit flying out there to get the materials that I need. So again, no part of the route is waste. That I think is the important thing. You want to be, if you're grinding that rank, you want to make sure that you're making profit every step of the way. And so then what I need to do is here I'm picking up reactive armor, and I'm just gonna I want to buy. Oh, I haven't sold my. That's why. So let's go here. Gotta find. All right. So HN shock mount. I need to sell that. So as I'm talking to you, I'm forgetting what I'm doing. So okay. So there. That's it's just under 500,000 now. So oh wait. So yeah. So I'm making about 468,000 credits of profit. It's down a little bit because the pricing is dynamic, so a lot of times what'll happen is you'll as you start making trades, the prices will change, so your profit will it won't be quite as high. Sometimes it'll go higher. But now I'm going reactive armor.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Okay, so let me just see. I should only have one. Yeah, I only have one mission, because what I've found is that if you take a bunch of missions and they're on your schedule there, your transactions panel, what happens is it's gonna spawn bounty hunters that are gonna come after you when you're hauling the cargo. What I found a much easier way to do it is, since I know that there's going to be a lot of missions here that need the reactive armor, what I do is I haven't been taking any missions. What I've been doing is just bringing the reactive armor back, and then finding the missions on the board and then just selling at that point. It avoids the whole bounty hunting interdiction nonsense, and just makes it way easier. So all right, so I have all the cargo. There we go. So we're gonna head back. Oh wait, one thing I wanted to do is check the contact. Okay, no outstanding fees. And so what I'm going to do is just then head back to Pension Ring, plot that route. And again, what makes that quick and easy is you bookmark it, and you don't have to waste a lot of time. It just reduces the tedium.
Restrict speed until clear of the station perimeter.
And I'll show you. Now, I killed the bounty hunter that was hunting me, came after me. And that's when I decided that, well, what I decided was, all right, I'm tired of being interdicted 6 times in 100 light seconds. There's got to be a different way to do it. And so what I tried was just not accepting any missions, and then turning them in, picking them off the board, filling my cargo hold, and then fulfilling the mission. And that seems to work much better.
You have cleared the no-fire zone. Flight control out.
And, you know, of course, there's a little more risk to it, I think. because you're you don't have those missions, and so I mean you could come back and the system's state has changed and all those missions are just gone. In which case, you know, you're out the cargo, the money for that cargo. But so far this has been much more quick at ranking me up and much more profitable. I think the trick is not to take these don't take the wing missions, the wing source and delivery missions. The payouts are a lot higher, but they take too long, and because they require so much more cargo, your profit, especially if you're ranking up, if all you're doing is going for credit, then yeah, take those missions because even though the profit margin is not quite as big, the gross profits are higher. You're going to end up with more credits in a shorter amount of time. Now, for me, what I wanted was I want a higher profit margin because that's what a trade rank is based on. It's your profits. How much trade profit have you made? And so I want my profit margin to be as much higher. I want profit per ton to be as high as I can get it. So I'll take a lot of the smaller $1.5 million missions because the margin, the profit per credit, much higher, and so I rank up quicker, believe it or not. And hey there, Doug Buzz, how you doing? Welcome. Glad to hear it. How you you playing a little Elite Dangerous today? Yes, it's difficult to get credits. I agree with you 100%. And it depends on how far along you are in the game, but what I'm doing is applicable even to a smaller ship. You should be able to make a decent amount of credits and also... Okay, well, if you have a Type 6, I'm going to show you a way that you can get a little bit farther. Follow along with what I'm doing, and you should be making a much better money very quickly. And definitely, you're millions and millions and millions per run. I think, like me, I think in my big ship, I can do close to 40 million per hour. Hauling cargo, so you should be able to do, I would say, close to 10 million per hour once you get allied, and it'll take you a couple hours to get allied. But this is going to be, if you're already hauling cargo, this is the way to do it. You definitely have to get some credits, earn some credits, and to get started with this way. But once you're there, you just work it to death. You work it, and you will make some decent money. So, all right. So, how do I do it? There's no big secret to it. But once I get docked, I'll show you. Hey, Ultima, welcome back. Making more credits today. That's what I'm doing. And trade rank. So. Just kind of switching it up, doing source and return missions, and it's really working.
Access granted. Cleared for landing on docking bay 25.
That was a mistake. So accidentally hit my boost button on that, and I went sliding off into oblivion. There we go. That's the one thing you never want to do in a cutter when you're coming into dock is boost.
Scan detected.
Yeah, you'll slide right past the station. With this method, today in the last couple of days, I've made pretty close to 80 million in 2 gaming sessions of about, I would say probably about 4.5 hours total. So you could probably do in the same amount of time 20 million credits. So you'll maybe more. Notoriety. Murderer. Okay, so here's what's going on. I'm basically doing a trade run between Fiden, Hanshin Ring, and Kalaga, Britnev Hub. Now, there's nothing specific. Yeah, everybody says it's not your fault. Doug Buzz, hang with me here. Trading doesn't make much unless you do it right, and it scales up as you get into bigger ships. But with a Type 6, you should be able to make some decent money to then get a Type 7 to make better money, to get a Type 9 to make the real deal money. So, here's what you want to do. Like, these systems they could be any system. What you're looking for me was this system was industrial in a boom state, and but a couple of the factions were in civil war. So there's war materials that are needed, reactive shielding and stuff like that. So that's where I'm making my money at. So I'm delivering that, doing source and return missions. They need non-lethal weapons. They need the reinforced shielding or whatever the hell it's called. And their missions, when you're allied, are paying out pretty good. They're paying out 1.5 million for between 35 to 90 tons. So that's not too bad. I mean, if you stacked a bunch of 35-ton missions, you could do a few of those and make 5 million per run, 6 million per run, even in a Type 6. So that's what you're looking for. I'm going to show you. What I'm trying to do is get rid of. Yeah, it's insane. Now, like what I'm doing right now is like I was doing 1.5 million per 30 ton, and it was not 3 tons, 30 tons. So, and it's not 518,000 per ton. But let me go. Let me show you what I have in my cargo hold. So I have 696 tons of reactive armor. Now I'm going to go to the mission board, and I have this one mission that I'm slowly getting rid of, but it doesn't pay out as much as what I'm about to do. So I have this 2,000 ton, and I've done about 720 tons. But what I'm looking for is I'm going to go through the board, and I'm going to find if they have any, and of course they don't have. And they don't have. And it looks like they're all switching to non-lethal weapons on. Okay, so here's reactive armor, and these are not the best payouts. Usually what I'm getting is I'm looking for wow, what a. This is the worst, I swear. in 2 days of playing, this is the worst board. Oh yeah, sorry. Thank you. I sometimes forget. So in you're not missing anything. These boards are terrible. They don't have. I can't believe it. So I'm gonna have to board flip. So, in the last 2 days of playing, I've never had a board that bad. So of course they save it up for my live stream. So you guys think I'm full of crap. But give me a sec here to reload the game. And this is one of the risks of doing any of these type of missions is the state of the system will change. The status of the factions will change, and they won't be spawning the missions that you're looking for. So I've been able to kind of ride this for about 15% rank, and it's been pretty good. So, and it looks like they're switching over to they want non-lethal weapons now. So come on, all right. So here's a reactive armor. I'm gonna here's a good one. 63 units of reactive armor, 1.2 million. Accept that, and then you just turn it in. Because I have all this reactive armor in my hold. And there, boom. And basically you're just gonna go down the board and find... Alright, there's 12 units. That's a little lower paying, but if I can't find anything better, I'll just... Nothing. And these guys have switched. They were asking for a ton of that stuff earlier, and now they're not asking for anything. So... Unbelievable. That's sad. All right, so here's reactive armor. I'll do this one because I'm not getting very good missions, so I'm just gonna take it. So there's 40 for 800,000. There's reactive armor. So we'll... But I've been, up until these last couple of boards, I've been getting per board 10 to 15 reactive armor missions, paying 900,000 and up. And now all of a sudden it's stopped. And that's unfortunate because that means that my cash cow is drying up. Although I can easily switch to non-lethal weapons, the profit margin on that is just as high. So that's what I'm gonna end up doing, I think. Okay, see now, that's tempting because it's 8 million, but that 1,800 units, that passenger missions are good. I think the investment's a little higher. This since you already have a Type 6 and you're fitted out for cargo, this will work for you. I mean, just right there, you know, I've made 2 million just from flipping the board here. I'm a little disappointed, but I'm gonna try and flip the board one more time, and hopefully it'll give me something. If not, I'll just turn in that one mission I have and redo it. So go back to open. Well, the trick to passenger missions too is you want it just like these, one destination. That way you're not hopping around a bunch of systems. Yeah, see what happened was the state of a lot of these switched to none. They were all in boom a second ago. So, all right. So here, 72 units, 1.4 million. That's what I'm looking for. And you know, if you need if you're not grinding credits in your or rank and you want, I mean, thermic alloys, they're dropping some good stuff. So it's a good way to fill up on materials as well. Here we go, another 1.1 million. So, and I mean, I'm not sure what your cargo capacity is, Doug Buzz, but if you're, I mean, you're at least getting 100 tons, right? 96 tons, pretty close. So you could do these missions pretty quickly, and you'd be making over 1 million credits per run. Now, I mean, that's not great, but that's better than a lot of what these other missions pay out. And if you lightweight your ship and try and squeak out as much, here, 1.5 million for 81 tons. You could do one run and make 1.5 million. Now, granted, I'm allied. You have to get allied with these factions first. That's going to take a couple of hours of playing, and grinding out some crappy ass mission. But once you get the allied to the 3 or 4 factions, then you are. I mean, look at that. That's something that you could haul in a Type 6. And if you did 4 of these an hour, I mean, that's good money. All right, so we're done with those, and see, I'm avoiding the big, massive ones, even though they have a high payout. They're not paying that great. Here, there's another one, 377,000. Oh, here, 54 units. Look at that, 1.1 million. That's what you're looking for. So just in this run, I've done already 6 million in profit. Going. Boards just crashed. Sure did. Save and exit to menu. Did you see that? It wouldn't select and it wouldn't let me out. This should give me the same board. And let me just take a look real quick. And I'm at 26% rank, trade rank tycoon toward elite. So that one run so far has earned me 1%. So 1% per run. Sometimes it's higher than that. Yeah, if you do these types of runs, Doug Buzz, you have 3.5 million in the bank right now. In 5 hours, you'll have 15 million easily, and then after that, it'll go up. I don't know, 4 to 6 million per hour until you get sick of it. So, you know, those are just the kind of things you want to consider. Not the most exciting gameplay, but if you need money, it's a good way to put you in a whole different position in this game. The biggest cargo ship you can afford. That's the one with the most cargo capacity. So I think the next most affordable would be a Type 7, and then I don't know if a Type 9 is affordable at this point for you, but once you get a Type 7, now you're going to double the amount of money you can make in an hour. So those are all good things you want to think about. All right, so it looks like no more. Oh, here. Reactive armor. That's... Okay. Come on. So yeah, that's gonna be he could do that, but it's also, remember, it's a big time investment because you're gonna have to change out the way your ship is. You're gonna have to fly all the way out there. I've done it. I think it's a highly profitable way to play, but it's gonna take a little bit more effort than what I'm doing right now. Okay, so what I've done now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take whatever I have left, and because I made about 7 million there, and there we go. Now I'm gonna go off the mission board. I'm gonna go back to the commodities market. Now this is what the next thing that I do is now on my return trip to go get those that reactive armor, I bring HN shock mount. That way it's just an extra 500,000 credits. That's it. There it is. It's an extra 500,000 credits that I wouldn't get otherwise if I just flew back empty. So never fly empty when you're flying freight.
At maximum capacity.
So I'm heading back to pick up some more reactive armor. And that's basically how you do it. A couple of other things you want to remember is always bookmark the stations that you're trading between, so you don't have to go digging through your galaxy map to plot your route.
Detach confirmed. Watch for oncoming traffic when passing through the airlock.
But a couple of tips for, just remember, don't pick up the missions. Go get the materials, fly back to the station that's offering the missions, and then pick them up, because otherwise you're going to get interdicted and you're going to have to deal with pirates and bounty hunters and all that other nasty crap. I was doing this trade run when I had the missions on my schedule. I would get interdicted 4 times, basically 4 times in 100 light seconds between the star and the station by 4 different missions, and I just couldn't get back. I had to keep fighting and fighting and fighting, and it took forever. So, and especially if you're flying in a ship that can't fight, like a Type 6, you don't want to take the missions and then fly with the materials. Fly with the materials, then accept the mission. Works much better. But the trick is you have to find a system that that has those consistent missions. So you have to get allied, and then study the board a little bit. See, like I looked at the board and I saw, well, we have two commodities that are in high demand. Yeah, I can't avoid the interdiction with the, but even so, if you drop and then escape 4 times I was interdicted by different, and that's different pirates in 100 light seconds. Like, avoid the whole nonsense. Don't accept the missions until, just fly with the cargo without any missions, and then pick the missions once you're in the station. There's no difference in profit, and it reduces all the risk. You're flying back and forth, and you don't get interdicted at all. And to me, it's about speed. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will. I've never done any community goals. It's not one of the things I've ever really been interested in doing. But yeah, I might just do it. I've got some nice cargo ships. All right, Doug Buzz, that's the way to do it. I knew I could be a bad influence on somebody today. Yeah, but be patient with it. Find a, like, for me, you want to find I found an industrial system in Boom State. Thank you so much for the follow, Doug Buzz. I appreciate it. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, but make sure that you're get allied with the system. Be patient with it. It's industrial boom is going to be probably one of your best bets for finding one that. And then I'll show you how I found the. I'll show you how I found the system. There's you want to use, if you're not familiar with the Elite Dangerous database, and that's how you can track down commodity. And that's how I found this particular run that I'm doing. I found Britain of Hove. I saw that on the mission board. Yes, always use it. But I found on the mission board there were a high demand for reactive armor and a high demand for non-lethal weapons. And so what I ended up doing is I went to Elite Dangerous database, and I searched the systems closest to Phaidon, which is where I found these missions that had both of those for sale at a good price. And this place it was a good balance between the cost and the distance, so I could make a decent profit, and it was only a couple of jumps away.
Gutamaya Papa Alpha Tango. Comms link is established. Please approach the station at a safe speed and give way to larger vessels, Commander. Access granted. Set down on landing pad 10.
Yeah, I might give the community goal a try. I've never paid much attention to them, but you know, I'm not really doing this for the money at the moment. Although the money is kind of secondary, it's good that I'm making it.
Maintain heading
I'm doing
and
this
slow
for the
to
trade
approach
rank. I
speed,
want to
Commander.
get that elite trade rank. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I've never seen much motivation, no reason to actually get involved. No.
Landing complete. Dispatching ground crew. Enjoy your visit, Commander.
Alright, so I'm gonna sell the commodities that I just hauled here. And now we're gonna go back to the reactive armor. Go, and we're just gonna head right back.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Detach confirmed. Watch for oncoming traffic when passing through the airlock.
So, did any of you see the announcement about exploration changes coming in Chapter 4 toward the end of the year? I read a little bit about that. They're trying to make exploration a thing again. And
Scan detected.
my first love of this game was exploration. I haven't done it in a while because, again, there really wasn't any motivation to do it, and but it looks like they're changing things up. They're basically changing the entire discovery process. So we'll see. We'll see if it lives up to the initial hype. But it sounds like they've thought about it and they're trying to make it better. And I can't disagree with that. But again, they added another thing now. They're going to have planetary mapping. So not only can you be the first to discover a planet, but you can also be the first to map a planet. So, and that's even in the bubble. So, because nothing's been mapped in the bubble, they're adding a whole new feature. Where you can now get first credit for mapping a planet. So there's going to be a whole gold rush in the bubble, and they're basically trying to also give new players that haven't mapped anything kind of something to get them out exploring as well. But it sounds like they're adding a whole bunch of new tools, techniques. There's going to be new modules, it looks like, and a whole new kind of gameplay procedure. And I'm just interested to see what that's like. It looks like they're trying to remove some of the random number generator issues. You know, like the USSs are not going to be random anymore, that you actually can hunt for them. And anyways, I'm interested to see what it's going to be like, because exploration has gotten no love from Frontier at all, other than boosting the payouts for things. But what it got me searching for a way to avoid the interdictions was, in this short run from the start of Pansion Ring, I got interdicted 4 times. I'd come out, and then a guy would hit me again. And so finally I got tired of it, and I killed them all. But it took some time. You always should engineer your frameshift drive, even if you're not exploring. It just makes the game much, much more pleasant. That should be everybody's first step, is A-rating their frameshift drive and then engineering it. And even if you never do any other engineering again, that will improve your game immensely. Just a huge improvement. And then, if you can afford it, the time investment as well, get that Guardian frameshift drive booster. That, you know, even an extra 5 light years, it's amazing how much that can change. And if you can get the big, if you have a big enough ship, 10 extra light years for your jump. It's just fantastic. And because jumping is such a huge part of this game, you want to minimize the amount that you have to do it. And so always.
Permission authorized. Adjust heading for approach to pad 3-2.
Scan detected.
So I'm back with my
Docking restraints engaged. Report to station services for more information, Commander.
reactive armor that I'm selling. So let's see if we have, hopefully we'll get some more missions like we did the last time. Maybe a little bit better board. Alright, so there we go, right off the bat. Let's see if I... So just... There's another 1,000,000 credits. some lower level ones here. I'll take them anyways. That works. Nothing. Go. This one might be enough. That's, see again, you want the you want these lower ones because they pay higher per unit. And so again, your profit per ton much higher, your rank goes up fast. Go another good one. And these are, again, those wing missions, just their profit is just too low to make them even worthwhile. They really are just not that good. No, when I'm talking gross profit, and I'm not talking about I'm talking about net profit. I'm not talking about the gross cash, the credits. Yeah, sure, the credits are high, but on this mission, those missions are paying out about half the amount per ton. And well, I have never, and I've been playing this game a long time, I've never seen one pay 36 million in any system I've ever been in. And whether I'm allied, it never happened. They've got to be exceedingly rare. I mean, I've never seen one over 4 million, or maybe 5 million. Well, I won't say never. I think the max in this system that I've seen, 8 million was the most, but you had to haul like 2,500 tons, so it's like, well, yeah, it's like, sure, you're gonna pay me 8 million, but that's 2,500 tons. It's less than the 1.5 million that I'm getting. It's less per ton. The gross profit or the gross sales or the gross cash is one thing, but it's just it can't compare to the price per ton. And remember, I'm going for rank, and the whole focus is profit per ton. Like I'm now at 27%, so that's 2% since I started the stream, and that's 2 runs, so that's pretty damn good. Then we go back to the commodities market, and I'm gonna go buy the computer components. No, it wasn't. Wait a minute. It's HN Shock Mount. Almost bought the wrong thing. There it is.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
A refinery in a boom state. Yeah, you know, and that's the other thing. You go down this freaking rabbit hole. Each system in its own state has its different payout, but it also depends on the planets that are around it. And I mean, it's. I guess if I was patient enough, I could dig around and look for it. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe that'll be the subject matter for another stream. I'll go find a refinery in a boom state. I'll get allied, and then I'll try and do some of these source and return missions and see what we can make. That'll take. It's probably going to take takes about 2 or 3 hours to get allied to all the factions. So maybe I'll do that when I'm not streaming. I'll get allied, and then we'll give it a run, and we'll see how much I can make. But you know, we're gonna have to really cherry pick and find. It's gonna take a while to find some systems that have all of the criteria. All right, I'll make this run now. But that's what am I at? So 422 million. So between yesterday and today, it's about 110 million from doing these runs. So I would say I've probably played about 6 hours. So I mean, it's definitely not a massive payout, but if you don't have any credits and you want to make some credits, I mean, 110 million credits is that's not shabby. Oops. Well, you know, the trick is when you find something good, don't frickin' tell anybody about it. Because it will always end up on YouTube, and then it'll be nerfed in a day because all the anti-credit crybabies will come out of the woodwork. They always do. It's like, no, you can't make money.
Speed restrictions are now lifted. Flight control out.
I don't understand the hostility toward it, but whatever. I discovered those. I kind of came to those skimmer missions when they were really making a massive amount of credits on my own. And then, and I found it in a system that was not one of the nerfed systems, the ones that they nerfed right away. So I was able, until they completely patched it, and remember when then they took out the skimmer missions. I made a boatload of credits on my private little system that nobody else knew about, and then I came back and the skimmers were just gone. They wouldn't spawn. No skimmer missions, I mean. I missed, I would say 99% of all the gold rushes I missed just because I never really pay attention to a lot of the get rich quick videos. That wasn't really my interest for almost the entire time I played the game. And then when I finally got tired of flying around in small ships, I was like, you know what? I really want to I really want to get those bigger ships and see what playing the game that way is all about. And that's when I got interested in making credits. So,
Engine 1 is ready. Flight control out. Engine 2 is ready. Flight control out. Engine 1 is ready. Flight control out. Engine 2 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 is ready. Flight con
And I haven't looked back since. The game is way more fun if you've got a loaded bank account than if you don't. There's no comparison. It's kind of like real life. Money doesn't make you happy, but it allows you the opportunity to be happier than if you were broke. And tell me. What can you tell me? Ridiculous. You will never ever get me to believe that statement. If having credits is enough to ruin the game for them, then they never really liked the game to begin with. Because I've played this game without credits and I played it with credits, and it's much better with credit. There's absolutely no comparison. Absolutely no comparison. You can buy every ship you want. You can play any way that you want. And you don't have to worry about losing everything. I mean, and I enjoy being able to have fly any ship I want. If I feel like bounty hunting, I can get out that ship and go bounty hunt. If I feel like hauling cargo, I can haul cargo. If I want to fly in a wing mission with a bunch of guys, I have a ship that I can fly in a wing mission. And if I want to hunt Thargoids, boom, I can do that. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. And there is nothing wrong with being able to do that in this game.
Request docking permission prior to touching down.
I mean, heck, I even have ships that I can, you know, if I feel like just sacrificing my ship, doing something, do some dumbass thing like, I don't know, attack a station, I can do that, and it does, just to see what happened, you know, and really explore the mechanics of the game. And to me, that's nothing gets more fun than that, where you just do whatever the heck you want, whenever you want.
Scan detected.
My personal experience is that the game got much, much more fun once I was a billionaire. Because, I mean, come on, you're a billionaire. There's nothing bad about that. Now you can start thinking about, oh, I'm going to build a fleet of ships. That's the... I've heard the arguments, oh, you know, you earn your way and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, I didn't even do that in my, well, I did. It's like, but in real life, just, I guess it's personality too. In my career, I wanted to fast track my career. I didn't want to wait around for 30 years to get where I wanted to be. I wanted to be there in 10, or at least halfway there in 10. And so I did everything I could to maximize how that happened. And, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's exactly how I like to play this game, is let's get to where I'm going quick so that I can then enjoy being there. You know, people say, well, what about the journey? Oh, screw the damn journey. Same thing like when that's why people invented jets. I don't want to have to walk to California for my vacation. Get me there in 2 hours and I can enjoy the ocean. Much better. Alright, the reactive armor.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
So we're heading back now. I've got my cargo hold full, and let's go make some millions. Now, I was also working that Panshin ring. It's another system around this one, and I was getting my reactive armor there. But,
you are clear to leave.
But I've been trading so much, I kind of cleaned them out, and their prices went up. And so my profit started going down. And so what you do is then you look, all right, well, let me find another system that has maybe a lower cost for the materials, but still within 3 jumps of my the home system that I'm trading. So hopefully, let me see.
Speed restrictions are now lifted. Flight
I'm at 27%. I in this stream I want to get to 30% trade rank, and that would be for today. That would be 20% rank up, and that's pretty damn good. That's going to get me there in a few days if I keep doing it. And not only that, but the amount of credits in my bank account is going up significantly faster than it was doing the regular trading. I'm at 422.8 million credits, and I was stuck under 400 million for days doing regular commodity trading. It was just inching up very, very slowly. A lot of jumps, not a lot of profit. I would say that this method is definitely better. And we'll try the Ultima. I'll try your method, what you were talking about, doing what is it, I can't remember what you said. A refinery system in a boom state, is that what you said? And doing, was it source and return missions just like this? But the wing missions? Try and get I think the trick is you find that system and then kind of scout it out before you start doing anything. See what the mission board looks like, what the materials they're looking for, and then use Elite Dangerous Database to find systems nearby that are selling those commodities for a decent price. Right, so again, well, then it depends on the system, so you're going to have to board flip a bit. Now, what would you do? Like, for me, this is what I would end up doing is, what I can do with this is I can cherry pick the missions a little bit because I'm not picking them up until after I bring the cargo back. But obviously you can't do that with a wing mission. So you would, I guess you'd want to stack a couple. I mean, it depends on how much they're, because I mean, you could be if they were 2,000 units each. I mean, typically when you have a 20 million credit mission, what are you seeing for the tonnage of the haul? I mean, is it 2,000 tons, 3,000 tons, 1,000 tons? What on average, what are you seeing? Because I mean, I've never seen any missions that pay 20 million or higher, and that just could be my. I just have never been in a system in the correct state. Yeah, because if you do get one of those elusive 50 million ones, you're going to just snap it up right when you see it, I guess. And typically, how many runs would you have to do? Well, obviously, is it 2,000 tons? I mean, I know 3,000 tons. That would be five runs in this ship. So. Yeah. Well, I think that's going to be my experiment for tomorrow. Maybe tonight or tomorrow, while I'm not streaming, I'll try and get allied in a system, and see if I can get some big payout missions. But what I'm doing right now is it's not very involved, and you're not looking for the unicorn missions, those 50 million missions, which I think are pretty rare. What I'm doing is kind of bread and butter stuff, bread and butter missions. You're looking for missions that are paying out about 1.5 million to maybe 2 million if you're lucky, and between, I would say, 35 and 90 tons per mission is your cargo. And a bigger ship, like I can do 7 or 8 of those missions in this ship, and so per run 11, 12 million, which that's pretty damn good.
Permission authorized. Adjust heading for approach to pad 17. Maintain heading and slow to approach speed, Commander.
I found that the missions that I'm making much more credit on and more rank on at the moment is, and really, because what I'm looking for right now is, it's not so much the amount of credits, it's more of the profit per ton. So I'm at 27% right now, Tycoon rank, so let's look and see what we have. The reactive armor is getting thin. Let me. How much do I have left then? Wow. I'm gonna get rid of this guy. We're gonna. I'll come back. I'll do one more run. Oh wait. There we go. All right. So there's a 9 million. That's the biggest one I have got. All right, let's take a look. And look at that, 2% from that one mission. So I got to 29%. Awesome. So that's pretty good. But let me see, that would be 4 runs. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see. See, now this I could do in one, just over. Go. Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't worth it. But bodies market. I'm gonna pick up my shock mount.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Right, so I'm gonna do one more run here. Go back. I'm gonna pick up. Oh. You know what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna try it something a little bit different. I'm gonna pick up the non-lethal weapons and see if I can't get a bunch of those. Because they seem to be spawning with a lot more regularity on the mission board, where they were dominated by reactive armor. That seems to have passed. I was just writing that down, that system. Illegal, I suppose. lot to think about with today's chat. Yeah, that's oh, there we go. There we go. A little interdiction. That's the first time I've been interdicted in hours. So, and it's because I accepted a mission. So. Jumped out. Back to my system. And one of the other reasons that I'm in these systems is they're very close to my home system, not very far away. So I can jump back pretty quick. Yeah, I'm not against hauling illegal weapons at all. I kind of like the added risk. I think it makes it interesting. but you know, for the amount of risk, the profit should be a little bit higher. I guess what it really always comes down to is how much of the risk is it worth? And you know, for a few million extra credit, yeah. Well, sneaking in, that's not a problem. I mean, I can even sneak this damn thing in. And once you learn how to do that, I mean, you line it up and can pop a heat sink right when you get into kind of scanning range, and in you go. In fact, I haven't been, when I've been trying to get in without being scanned, I haven't been scanned in, I mean, a couple of years of playing. I mean, the easiest way is to just line up the mail slot and then just gun it right in.
Please approach the station at a safe speed and be mindful of other pilots in the area. Access granted. Adjust heading for approach to pad 2-4.
Now, do you do that just by popping a heat sink and then
Heat sink deployed. Scan detected.
do that, just popping that heat sink, and I avoided being scanned. That's, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. And you can come in nice and easy.
Landing successful. Dispatching ground crew. Welcome, Commander.
So, before I buy the reactor, let me take a quick look. Yeah, you know, I have found that all I need is a heat sink, and I don't need to pop silent running at all. That's just overkill. I've never had to use silent running, and I can sneak into any station. Now, on the other hand, I do if you have to do a planetary landing, you definitely have to use silent running there plus your heat sink. Oh, I always get scanned when I'm landing on planet. They're much harder to land on
At maximum capacity.
because it takes longer to land. At least it takes me longer. So, man, I get scanned. And it's harder to escape. Alright, so let me see. 4. Alright, so this is my... I'm pretty sure I'm going to hit 30%, and that'll be my last run for the day. Yes! I try to avoid planets whenever I can, too. That's, There's a commander. Commander Athena. Nice red,
Speed restrictions are now lifted. Flight control out.
nice red engine color. Actually pretty nice. I might end up getting that for one of my ships. Guys. Couple of new games coming out. Is that it? Ace Combat 7. Not familiar with that at all. I'll have to check those games out. I'm not familiar with either of them. No. I'm not familiar with it at all. I'll check that out.
Alpha Tango. We've prepared a landing pad for your arrival, Commander. Welcome to our station.
Yeah, no.
Approved. Adjust heading for approach to pad 3-2.
First I'm actually hearing of it.
Scan detected.
Contact. Commence system shutdown.
Yeah, interesting. I'll check it out.
More information, Commander.
That's the great thing is you don't things you don't know about that doesn't last very long. Look it up pretty quick. All right, so I'm gonna check out the mission board here, and there we go. That. And now, what I'm going to look for now is because I have non-lethal weapons. Go look for some non-lethal weapon. Huh? Okay, so you're saying it's an involved game. You definitely have to commit some time to it. Okay. When is it? When is X4 due to be released? That's So here comes the last. Let's make a... I'm going to try and dump off the rest of this cargo here, and hopefully... let me take a look. Still not quite clear. Let's see if I can get there. Dumping the rest of it, selling the rest of this cargo. Come on, mission board. Give me something. Eventually. Yeah, I'll check it out, definitely. That's that sounds like actually a pretty cool game. Yo, come on. Give me those credits. One more board flip here. Yep. And hopefully, I'll have have the rank and credits that I'm looking for. Take a look real quick. Let's see. All right, so I'm at 30%, so I made it. I have 437 million, and I wanted to check my inventory. I have 326 tons left non-lethal, so I definitely need to sell some of this stuff. He's looking pretty darn good. Go. 440 million. Things are looking good. Close to $500 million credits. It's been a while since I've been there. Okay, 53 units of left, so it's cycle board one more time. Hopefully, be able to dump this last 53 off, and we'll see where we're at. That's gonna do it for the live stream today. Overall, much more successful, much more profitable to do this type of mission. And my primary focus, gaining that trade rank much faster doing these type of missions than just trading. Next couple of days, I think we're going to look at trying those higher payout missions, the wing missions, and see if we can't really crank it into high gear. See if those are actually worth it per credit. We'll do a little math. It can. $45 units. How much does it? Looks like I only have, how many units do I have? 8 of non-lethal weapons. I think I'm gonna have to just sell them. Let's see how much I can sell. Should be a modest profit. Go. And sell the last reactive armor. Oh. All cargo is gone and profit. So I'm at 442,930,000 credits. That is not bad. In this stream, I went from 410, so to 442, 32 million in about an hour and a half. And I think the most important thing is my trade rank is 31%, and that was when I started this morning. It was at 13%. So I've more than doubled my trade rank in one gaming session. I went from 13% to 31%, and it was steady, a couple of percent every time I did a mission. every time I did a run. So clearly this is better than straight trading. If you can get allied with the factions in a system, it's the way to go. And then just start doing, these are source and return missions. You have to have some credits to start with, because you have to buy the materials and haul them back. And so it's you're not making any money up front. You actually have to spend. So just a couple of things to remember. You don't need a huge ship to do it. I'm able to do more missions at a time than you would be able to do, let's say, if you were in a Type 6 or a Type 7. So you would have to do a few more jumps. But per run, you're still going to be making a few million every time you make that trade run, 1.5 to 2 million. Even in a smaller ship like a Type 6, you're going to be making 1.5 to 2 million credit profit, and that's pretty awesome. I mean, it's especially since they're getting rid of all the get rich quick kind of schemes. They've been pretty quick about shutting those down. So that's going to do it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I mean, I always do when I play. So next time I play, I'm still doing trade runs, because again, I'm trying to get that trade rank from Tycoon to Elite. I'm at 31%, so I'm a third of the way there, just about. The next time I'm gonna try a different system. We were talking in the chat a little bit today about doing finding a refinery system in a boom state, and looking for massively paying mission. All right, hey Ultima, good. Get back to it. Now your notoriety's clear. You can get out there and kill someone else. Make sure you guys come on back, and probably, if not tomorrow, Monday, I will be doing more trade missions, and we're gonna try the new different method in a refinery boom system, and see if that can pay more per ton than this is paying at the moment, and maybe more overall. So more credits per hour, more credits per ton. Because of what I'm trying to do, I want that trade rank to go up quickly, but I would also like to see my credit balance go up a little bit more quickly than it has been in the last few gaming sessions. So we'll try that out. We can compare all three methods. Right now, the first method is the easiest, but it's also the least paying. It's trading from the commodities board from one system to another, buy low, sell high. Doesn't really make you a lot. It makes you decent trade rank early, but once you get into the higher trade ranks, it tails off quite quickly. I was having to do a ton of missions just to get 1%, and I wasn't making a lot of credits. This next step up is doing source and return missions with allied systems. They pay higher, they pay more per ton, and you're getting more per hour. And the next one, we're going to look for those big, massive unicorn missions, the over 20 million credit missions. That they're a little longer haul, so it may seem like it's a little more tedious, but will the credits per ton and credits per hour and rank per ton be higher? I don't know. We're going to find out. We'll do the math and see what happens. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, please give a follow. I'm still doing my October goal. End of September is to get 50 new followers. So if you aren't following and you watch, please give me a follow. I want to hit that goal. It motivates me to keep doing this. And I still can't make any money directly from either advertising or Twitch or YouTube. It's I don't have access to that because I don't have enough followers yet. So that's what my goal is, to get enough followers to become an affiliate, and also to kind of unlock the next level of stuff over at YouTube. So please give me a follow, and I'll be back on tomorrow, and I appreciate you guys watching. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And if you're like me, I'm going to a barbecue today. Gonna have a few drinks, eat some good food, hang with some good people. You do the same. Have a good one.